What's up guys, Virgil here for JRPG Central, and today I'm going to be giving you my first impressions on Tokyo RPG Factory's newest project, Oninaki. A demo dropped just the other night that you can check out right now for free on PS4, Switch, and PC. And the good news is this demo carries into the main game and is basically the first 2 hours or so of the full game. With that in mind, here are my first impressions. Spoilers though, they aren't exactly positive. So I was actually really looking forward to Oninaki after it was announced during one of Nintendo's directs. It was taking a more action RPG approach, which I thought would be a good call, since I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere were average turn-based RPGs at best. I thought that maybe an action RPG would better suit Tokyo RPG Factory's skills as developers. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Right away, and I cannot stress this enough, the game feels budget. While it may be graphically more impressive than Factory's last two games, it's still nowhere near a AAA experience. Now this is to be expected. Tokyo RPG Factory is not a AAA team by any means. But when you're asking a near AAA price at $50, at a certain point I begin to feel like Square is just insulting our intelligence. But first, let's go over what I actually enjoyed from the demo. As I said before, graphically it's more impressive than I Am Setsuna or Lost Sphere, and can at times be downright pretty. The character designs are pretty great and look particularly striking in cutscenes. The game seems to be a lot larger in scope than Factory's previous works as well. Once I reached what seems to be the main hub town in the game, I was surprised how many NPCs there were to interact with and talk to, though few rarely had much interesting to say. The story is also interesting, though the low-budget execution of everything makes it difficult to get too invested in the pretty serious subject matter. And that's it for the positives. Hey, I told you this wasn't going to be a very positive first impressions. So for the negative, let's start with the gameplay, aka what you're going to be spending almost all of your time doing. You know, playing the game. Like I said earlier, combat in Oninaki is real time, meaning that you hit a button and your character does a thing. I really thought this would lead to a more streamlined and fun gameplay experience, but it really doesn't. For one, combat is incredibly unresponsive. There's always a tiny delay between when you push the attack button and what actually happens on screen, especially when you're in the middle of a chain of attacks. At your disposal is your standard attack and your daemon attacks. Sorry, I don't know what came over me. These stand alongside you in battle and can dish out special attacks during combat. On top of the general clunkiness of combat, it's also super repetitive. In the entire 2 hours that I played, I did nothing but hit the square button, with the occasional circle button thrown in for a daemon skill now and then. There's no dodge button, no blocking or reflecting of enemy projectiles to change up the monotony of gameplay. Just attack, attack, attack for the same 3-hit combo that both daemons I received could dish out, with the exact same audio cues playing for each and every attack, might I add. Enemy variety was also pretty lacking. Now don't get me wrong, I understand that this is only the first 2 hours, but absolutely nothing changed about how I played the game when it came to facing different enemies. And when I fought a sub-boss that was the exact same model of a normal enemy just scaled up in size, I rolled my eyes so hard I might as well have been the Undertaker. My girlfriend really hit the nail on the head when, after watching me play for about an hour, she said, "It feels like you've been playing this game for 4 hours. Maybe the combat changes or gets better as the game progresses, but I'm certainly not going to find out. Not until the game goes on sale at the very least." There are some interesting systems with the daemons too, but they're meaningless if the core gameplay isn't any fun to begin with. I wish I could say that the soundtrack was at least decent, which has been just about the only consistent thing with Tokyo RPG Factory's works. But the soundtrack is basically non-existent. It's barely noticeable during story sequences and absolutely absent from combat. Yes, there is almost never any music playing during combat. Take a look for yourself. At this point, after 3 chances to prove themselves, Tokyo RPG Factory seems doomed to create nothing but overpriced, average-at-best RPGs until the end of their days. In a world where there wasn't a slew of better JRPGs to play, maybe I'd give their games the time of day, but as it currently stands, there are just far better games to spend your time and money on. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you did enjoy it, be sure to hit the thumbs up as it really helps the channel out. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I will catch you guys in the next video.